Eric, one of the other things that we noticed in your shop was this organization of your pieces and parts, and this is probably very common in everybody's shop.
Yes.
Is that we have all these leftovers, and what the heck do we do with them? It's because they all end up pushed against the wall, and then you're like, oh my god, I need the one on the back, and how do I get to that back one? So take us through the thought process and how you went about going, and show us how this hinge thing works. It's incredible.
Well, like most of my projects, they were born out of necessity.
Yes,
this was really to save me from the lumber pile of doom, which everybody has, and usually it consists of everything leaned up against one wall, and sometimes you can organize it a little bit. You have your longer pieces and your sheet goods. But finally, I had it one day, and I pulled everything down and laid it all out and said, what do I do? So I started actually with the upper part here, and there's all kinds of systems available. These are the ones you can buy them at your big box store.
Yep.
That's usually for closet organization. But I found the ones that have the larger length are actually amazingly strong. And if you put them into the studs, this can handle hundreds or probably thousands of pounds.
Well, there are even beefier versions of these that if you're concerned because you have too much stacked on it, there are they're just crazy ones that have much longer arms and
so I put the longer ones at the top.
Right.
Just for accessibility.
And even then, there's these crazy. You can put. Yeah.
So anyway, the idea was to get the longer pieces kind of up and out of the way, and I need a ladder to access the ones up there, but not a huge deal. But probably the thing that made the most difference in my shop was this rack I built to reorganize my sheet goods, and this whole thing is hinged because accessibility is an issue. So the idea is that it's on one giant caster on the bottom. But the idea is that I can pull it away so that I can access and slide in and out 4x8 sheets. It goes all the way back there. You can see that they just kind of slide in and out. So I can bring them into my garage and then just, as they come off the back of my van, just put them straight in here. And then I put in some additional slots in the front for some of my larger cutoff pieces here. And I just put like a little support here. The idea is that you can kind of see what you've got a little bit better. Put the longer boards at the back. So now I can kind of flip through, see what I got, and then just pull things out. Huge difference compared to the lumber pile of doom. One thing to point out, I'd recommend if you do make one of these, is you make sure, obviously, you really do a good job of fastening the hinges into a stud, and use really large, beefy hinges because this thing gets heavy and there's a lot of torque on those hinges.
I also noticed that you have a product here that is priceless when it comes to moving sheet goods on your own.
Yes.
This thing's called a Gorilla Gripper, and what it does is you put it on the edge of a piece of plywood, and it uses its own force and weight to lift up the piece of plywood, so you don't have to haul this thing.
I literally just used this thing yesterday. I can demo it on a smaller piece, but you can imagine on a large 4x8 sheet, which is really heavy. The idea is that you can lift it like this now, or you can kind of support it with your upper body and your legs, and it just makes moving sheets around way easier.
Yeah, because those 3/4 inch sheets can weigh 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Depends on what they are.
80, yeah.
Or more.
A 3/4 inch MDF.
Yeah. 100 pounds. So lifting it with one of these things is a great idea. It helps your back and the whole deal, and you don't screw up your hands and stuff.
Yep.
Well, this is brilliant. One of the things about these is I think everybody has a shop that has a wall like this, and if you can utilize this kind of storage on that wall, then you have a better idea of what you have available to you, and then you can be more efficient on what you're getting, as opposed to going to the store, buying another sheet of whatever, cutting it down, and then going, oh my god, I had one in the back there.
Yeah, actually, I should point out too, having a place for your smaller pieces, which you don't want to accumulate too many, and you should probably have a rule about how short is too short before it goes in the scrap bin. But I built this. This little rack gets everything up off the floor, and it makes it easy to see what you've got too. So that's actually been